Hello. Welcome back to some of you guys. Hopefully everyone had a good break, or maybe if it's your first stream, welcome. The real question is, what am I going to do now? What am I doing on my rel? What's Melvin doing here? Seemed just... I had a quick suss at his items. You guys see this guy? Kinda crazy. Look at this. Oh, he had a sauce and an ET before. I was stalking. So, I was thinking maybe I'll finish off my dailies on my rel. And then... I'm thinking of respecking my hyperstats, oh not my hyperstats, my hexa on my Kana. Thank you, Imon, for the hydrate. Tap. I don't know about that one. Wait, can I afford my Monster Park tickets? I don't have enough money for Monster Park tickets. That's okay, we have reward points. Was almost a problem. Almost unable to do my Monster Park. Now I can do Shangri-La. I heard good things about Shangri-La Monster Park. I'm just gonna hope that my Dusk does enough damage, so then it clears everything. This is looking pretty chill though. Oh, this is lovely. This is the Monster Park that we want. Oh, so good. I don't do enough damage though. That's a slight problem. But otherwise, pretty good. Wait, to Carsion? Yeah. Carsion's Monster Park is kind of gross. Pop the G skills? You're not wrong. Hell yeah. Honestly, swapping to damage gear would also probably help. Well, it would be easy if I was just in damage gear, but I'm just lazy. Alright, so tomorrow I could probably get to 276. Probably. I do all my Monster Park and stuff like that. MP, Angler Company. Didn't realize it was easy. Yeah, Shangri-La's one's good. How's my lunch? Yeah, it was good. I just had like leftovers from yesterday and called it a day. Just a little bit of sustenance. Alteria's Monster Park was alright, if I remember correctly. Carsion's kind of bad. Was it something? I actually haven't had KFC in a while. My wife and I are on a bit of a fast food ban at the moment. We just had a pretty awful diet, I'd say. Because we ate out a lot for different reasons. It was either we had friends over, or like we were going out a lot, and then we didn't have like any semblance to healthy food for a bit. We're in a bit of a fast food ban. Tomorrow 276? Yeah, it should be. Because Monster Park gives me like 10%, MPE gives me 10%. Angler will give me 7%. Monster Park, normal Monster Park will give me another 7%. That's already like halfway there. Then I do like half an hour to an hour's grind. That'll probably get me like another, I don't know, another 5 to 10%. And then advanced EXP vouchers, easy. Thank you, Tilda, for the hydrate. Justice for Blackout. We all know that's never coming back. But yeah, I think I'll spend some time. Maybe I'll grind a little bit more on the rel. I only have 2x coupons though, so it's not as exciting. Or I could play my Kana and then do some dailies and stuff. Because I haven't done anything on Hyperion yet, outside of my weeklies. Yeah, I could do my my box capping. I can't wait to start using 3x coupons again. I'm saving them all for haste. So I feel better about the rates. Oh, but then again, I guess I could just pop a 3x today. Should save them for. Oh, actually, I should save my boosters towards the end, right? Stream double dip. That's crazy. 180. Alright, when he gets to almost 200, that's when we break it, right? That's when I whip out the 3 AM stream. And then he's cooked for real. Nobody's streak surviving after that. VOD gang. Yeah. I also saw that apparently Geardoc has no fams or something. Is that actually happening? I saw somebody say that like they were saving cards for Geardoc because they wanted to use their EXP ring, so they didn't want to spend their fams right now. And I was like, what? Doesn't the Geardoc fams exist? But knowing Nexon, maybe that's the case. Well, we'll have to see, because I would assume that's like base game stuff, right? So they wouldn't put info about it. It's like, it's just assumed to be base game. Alright, so that's 7 runs. Alright, we're done. Nice. Everything looks done. Let's get out of here. Let's go. Let's go back to Hyperion. Didn't in the test server, I see. Alright. Well, hopefully they actually do have it. Should I respec? Can I still get it? Nah, okay. I can't even respec even if I wanted to. All good. That makes the decision a lot easier for me. Okay, there's that. Should I start using the 3x coupons now? I feel like if I full send it, I'm gonna run out of coupons. Let's just use 2x coupons for now. And just chill grind for a bit. maybe I'll do an hour because I need to at least cap, or I want to at least cap my my daily boxes. Where's my Sunday coupon? Alright, we've got some half an hours. Much more convenient. Would I recommend Xenon or Ren for a returning player? For a returning player, I think Ren will be a more pleasant experience overall. It's a lot simpler of a class, but it's still pretty strong. The downside about Xenon is that I think for a returning player, it might be a bit frustrating on the cubing side. Because you have to go specifically for all stat lines, and they are like typically more annoying to get, and it can be kind of discouraging. I know, like, for me personally, when I started playing again, like, it was a little bit annoying not being able to make some gains that are meant to be kind of easy for other players. And Xenon does have a lot of, like, interim lines that they can get, but I can imagine it being a little bit frustrating. I also think that Xenon's movement does take a little bit of getting used to compared to other classes. Whereas Ren is, like, very smooth in comparison. So yeah, I think I would recommend Ren over Xenon. But both are, like, pretty solid classes. I play both of them. I like them both. They are different though. I'd say, like, if they wanted to play something more simple, then Ren between the two would be better. If they wanted to play something like a little bit more different, but still, honestly, like, Xenon's not exactly a hard class. They've definitely made it a lot easier to play. So, it's really up to your friend. Is Jandal or Ezza cuter? I don't know, they both use free NX. Actually, Jandal doesn't even have NX, he's just there. Is Monster Park Medal a skip? I think it's okay. Most of the times, everyone will just use the Chaos Rudibus Vellum Medal. Like, both of them are fine. For me though, I used the Vellum Medal. Sorry. The Vellum Medal was like 5% boss damage versus a little bit of stat and some IED from the Monster Park one. Unless your class has, like, pretty low IED, honestly even 10% IED doesn't really save you that much. Should I upgrade it? I can't upgrade it at the moment. Let me in. Do I have to be in town to upgrade it? No, go down? Okay. There we go. Nice. Thank you for the reminder. I hate how half of the things only let you access it in town. Like, let me have a look at the shop while I'm farming, you know? Sometimes I forget what's in the shop and then people ask me about it. And I can't give them a proper response because I'm just like, I don't remember what's in the shop. Happy birthday again, and thank you. Same thing with Mystic Frontier. Sometimes I just forget. There's too many things. Too many things in this game. Just let me look around the UIs while I farm. It's not a big deal, game. I'm not gonna get an advantage for being able to look at the shop in Calm Beach. To use notifier? Yeah, but what if I want to know how much time there is left? I can't look. What if I'm just curious how much time I have left? Or maybe I haven't started my my expedition. And I remembered after I popped my WAP. Just cooked. And we clearly have the technologies, like you said, you can use it if the notifier comes up, right? We have the technology, why is it so randomly inconvenient? Oh no, I've only seen one box. How much money do I have? I have 40 bill. Okay, pretty decent. I guess then we'll also have monthly reset. So I'll probably have maybe 200 bill going into next shiny. Maybe? Actually, maybe not. I feel like I'm gonna end up being lazy because I'll just be farming on Haste. I think I'm more likely to just sit here for a while though. Should probably start working on 20 Janus. I think that's what the frags from the next thing is gonna be for. Oh, I haven't started my dailies. I want to use all the Operation Dive stuff for my my Soul Janus. What are you guys going to use your frags for? Are you guys going to be claiming it in Challenger World or in your mains? Or maybe your main is Challenger World. Somebody did the math, it was like 2,000 fragments across everything. Or something like that. Across all of the events. It's a lot of, that's a lot of frags. Is it a 39 map? Yeah, it is. Hello, Jelly. Contemplate and put it in Janus. Because it lets you like get pretty far in terms of that regard. Like, Janus is expensive to do. But if you have it kind of all in one injection, it's not a bad investment if you actually play the character consistently. For me, I'm definitely going to be putting a lot of those fragments on my Kana. And I'm seriously contemplating 20 Janus, just because I'll be able to farm in the later maps. Should be pretty good. Don't see the perm totems? Yeah, it looks like they removed them. As in, like, they decided not to go with the paid best in slot totems. Probably for the best, honestly. 10 Janus is all you need for SR2. Like 2 orbs and 1 fountain sort of thing. But 20 Janus does sound pretty good though. Well, I haven't really even looked into it because I don't have the Sacred Force for it. Like, what am I on? 480 Sacred Force. It's kind of cooked. Isn't this place like 500? Yeah, it's 500. And I'm 4 levels under. Like, there's no rush for it anyway. But 20 Janus does sound pretty enticing. And true, we do have the dog summon. Or alternatively, I can just be lazy the entire way through and just dusk farm my way to level 290. think by the end of Haste I might be able to be like 287. I'd be pretty happy if I hit 287. Does it stack with the last one? Yeah, so you can have up to two event blocks from whichever events. So they will stack. Niche grocery store that sells stuff back home, but it's an hour away. Damn, it's a long commute. Well, I'm glad to keep you company. I think, yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'll just keep grinding here until I cap out my star spec boxes. Hopefully it doesn't take longer than an hour to do. And then I'll jump on to my rail and do a little bit more grinding there, because might as well. We're gonna do both of these anyway. I'm gonna make my Kinesis in Challenger World. It should be a relatively easy mule to do, because I wanted to get to 260, right? And then from 260 I'll use it as a not a C10, sorry, an Enlomian mule. It'll pay for my rentals. How much am I planning to grind? I'm not sure yet. I can be a little bit of a demon when it comes to grinding, but I still want to continue doing my normal content. I still want to do weeklies and stuff. I know a lot of people are going to sack their weeklies because it's just not enough time. So, we'll see. I might cut down on some weeklies. The ones that I can't be bothered doing. Maybe I'll just only do the ones that give me pitch cores. Perhaps. Yeah, I'll figure it out. I'll cut down some stuff. You don't play Challenger World? No, I mean, if you don't play Challenger World, you don't need to do it there, right? I'm doing it in Challenger World because I need the money for rentals, basically. No rentals is kind of sad. Oh, as in, like, paying 1.5 bill per week for rentals is a bit expensive. Hello, JH. We did it, guys. 15 minutes in, 2 boxes. The rate that I'm going is going to take me 2.5 hours to cap these boxes. Alright, good night, Careless. I can start farming on my Arel with WAPs as well. I don't even remember what my next upgrade is. I think it's like 28. 28 on this one. How much is that? 120. Yeah, still kind of far. Long stream? Nah, I restarted my stream. I started streaming again like about 20 minutes ago. Or 25 minutes ago. Took a bit of a break for lunch, and we're back. Yeah, building up the excitement for Haste. Haste will start right... It will start before reset, right? So, assuming that actually, I might do some recording in the morning tomorrow. Might be in a later stream. Won't be an early one. Got family over? Yeah, that's fair. Can't always just be grinding. Starts in 8 hours. Oh, I mean like when the patch finishes. So it'll be done before reset. Assuming nothing goes wrong. Because yeah, the maintenance is at like 10 PM my time, which is in 8 hours. Where's the rune? I'm excited to have better rates, but I don't know if I'll end up noticing it. I have still not finished all the Legion welts from last week, so I can carry that over. It's 3 PM for you. Wait, does it mean you're in New Zealand? Oh, unless you're saying the patch starts at 3 PM. Yeah, time zones can be kind of confusing. Starts at 3 PM for you. Ah, I see. Oh, so you're in a very different time zone from me. Quite different. Yeah, I still think that one of the coolest things about me streaming is just like interacting with people from all over the place. I know majority of my audience is probably within like North America, some in Singapore, and then a bunch in Australia as well. There's people everywhere, all over the place. I'm so sad. How have I only found 2 of these star spec boxes? It's so cooked. Low key as well. Kind of wish I could move the fragments over from my IRL over to this character. And vice versa, move some energy on this character over to my IRL. The life of opposite bottlenecks. I'm probably going to claim these fragments here. Ooh, look at this. Also get another 2,000 advanced XP vouchers. They actually give quite a lot. And Burning Express, also another 1,000 here. So many boosters. I don't know if I want to use these boosters on my IRL from the Burning Express or on my Arcana. I'm actually leaning towards putting it on my IRL. Minimizing the grinding required on my IRL. I think my upgrades are going to rely mostly from the money I make from bossing. Not from farming itself. I don't have a vac pet, so my farming is already kind of questionable. Kind of low hexa. Yeah. 2,000 frags is a massive injection. Well, you won't be able to get it all at the same time, like all at the start, but 2,000 frags across the whole, however many weeks it takes to cap it, it's pretty crazy. The 2,000 frags for everybody is nice. Well, it'll be a bit less if you don't pay for it. The Frontier Pass? Probably not the Frontier Pass. I didn't actually notice how much money it was, but last time the Frontier Pass was pretty expensive. Wasn't it like 50k or something last time? I don't know how much it is this time. Kinda sad we don't have totems. Yeah, as sad as it is, I'm kinda glad that they didn't put like legacy gear behind paywall. Like, I wasn't that happy finding out that the Shine Pass, you also got pets that gave attack. Like, those sorts of things shouldn't exist in Heroic. Or if they do exist, it should be temporary. It shouldn't be permanent. Unless they plan on doing it, like, pretty consistently. Or, like, have other forms of getting that sort of gear. Like, technically, you can farm New Garden, right? But... yeah, I wasn't that fond of the idea of paying for best in slot gear. Or effectively best in slot gear. 500 frags for 20k. I'll have a look again. I'm not that interested in paying for the other stuff is why. I just do remember last time it was a bit expensive. Max Hexa by the end of Haste? That's crazy, dude. So you have a Corsair. Is that class hard to play? Not anymore. Corsair has kind of been dumbed down a lot into more of a like a Bowmaster style class. So actually it still plays similar to before, but just without the micromanagement. There was a lot of micromanaging on the summons to remember to, you know, make sure they're actually shooting the boss. Now they just kind of got rid of that from the bossing aspects. Made it a lot easier to play. When's the One Piece stream? Not sure about that one. Trust me, you don't want to see me play One Piece. I can't do math. It's 30k? Well, yeah. Well, regardless, I don't think I'll be paying for the Frontier Pass anyway. If I pay for anything, it'll most likely be the Ride or Die Pass. Like the Operation Dive Pass or whatever. Those frags are pretty nice. You just got into it? Oh, nice. Yeah, the game is super fun. I think as a casual game, for sure, it's like super fun. It gets a lot more difficult when you play a lot more competitively, because then the math becomes a lot trickier. There's a lot of knowledge you need as well. There's a big distinction between going first and second for some decks as well. It's a whole ball of knowledge you have to kind of get into learning and memorizing. I think as a game though, it's really good. I like it. I like that for the most part, every card is multi-purpose. I think that's what makes a lot of card games fun. If your cards have a lot of options, it's always more fun. You have 1.15 mil maple points. 1.15. Oh, that's right. You hit red on purpose, right? You won 40k from Dookie? Oh, nice. Congrats. You should try it out. I mean, I do play One Piece very casually with my friends, but I don't see a point in me buying any new product, just because, like, I don't do anything with it, right? I'll end up just spending on product, and then it just stays in a box, basically. If I went and played in tournaments, I'd be more inclined to pay, but right now, not so much. Like right now, I'm not really playing any TCGs. I don't really like the current game state, like the current state of the game of Gundam, and that was the one that I was investing a lot of time into. And One Piece, there's just not enough tournaments for me to bother playing at the moment. Switching to 2-piece CRA for Eternals, you lose. Just lose 10 boss. Yeah, there's like a bit of a break even between the two. I forget what the number is. Those 20k, so many passes, yeah. There is a lot. I think though, if I had more disposable income and more time, or more free time, I would definitely consider picking up more card games to play for fun. I have a friend who pretty much plays like all the card games. Most of the popular Bandai ones, and he plays Yu-Gi-Oh as well. And he's like really good at all of them at the same time. It's pretty impressive to see. And it just looks like so much fun to do something like that. I don't have the time and effort to learn everything though. I don't know how he does it. Some people just built diff. He's definitely built diff. Like, just to put into context, this guy, he's pretty much a top 16 player, top 8 player in all the games that he's picked up. It's insane, man. He goes to regionals and he consistently gets like top 16, which is like in the money basically, right? And it's a lot of money too for One Piece. And I'm pretty sure he's always in a similar spot for Yu-Gi-Oh! It's just playing like multiple card games. It's hard. So much memorization, so much effort. And you have to make sure not to mix them up as well. How much is the pack you want me to gamble on stream? Probably, I don't know actually, maybe 7 or 8 AUD, if I had to guess. It's probably in that range. I know a box is about $200, and a box has about 24 packs. So whatever that divides by. How do you manage that many events? I don't know, too. Apparently he's married and he has a kid. I didn't realize that. He's also like 30 years old. I don't know how he did everything at the same time. It's kind of crazy. I'm pretty sure he works full time as well. Works full time, has a wife and kids, and is like one of the best card game players in Australia somehow. How's that math? Free holiday? Nah, all the tournaments is just like over the weekend. So it's just like an interstate trip. And the thing is too, like, him playing card games, for him, is almost like a side job. He plays for the love of the games. Well, when you play games like Yu-Gi-Oh, you're definitely in it for the love of the game, for example, but he's also like pretty good at One Piece. So when he tops, it's just like casually 10 grand made over the weekend, playing a card game for fun, and he just comes home with a bunch of winnings and just like carries on with life. Like, if only it was that easy, man. Hello, Yuki. You have like 20 characters? Which character are you gonna try and make endgame? Probably this one. Probably my Kana. I've enjoyed it the most recently, and it's been pretty lucky. To put it simply, it's been very lucky. It's very fun to play characters that get lucky. And we also know the state of Kana. Like, Kana is in a really good position, at least in terms of its damage. All those things, the stars have aligned. Perfect character to try to improve. You hit an alt art, nice. If I If I was to buy anything right now in terms of card game product, I would definitely buy the latest set of latest set of Gundam. It's the anniversary set right now, and some of the cards look really cool, but I don't have it in me to buy a box. I don't have it in me to gamble. Preparing for Haste? It's more like a mental prep. Warming up, you know, right now we're warming up. How far off do you think your Kana is from soloing C Carlos? Maybe a month off, maybe less. I'm mostly just waiting for spares for my Eternals. My Carlos Eternals are 18 star right now, so if I can get them to 22, that probably gives me about 2k Hexa. And then, depending on how lucky this character is past that, yeah, could gain a lot. Like if I get 20 star Eternals on the next Shining Star Force, then I could push for 22s. I should have enough money to push 22s, hopefully, if any of them get to 20. But that's very dependent on whether or not they boom. And then at the same time, I have my Limbo pieces just kind of waiting. I'll be 2 set on the Limbo pieces on the next Shining. So technically, I can be like... The only one I'd be missing would be the gloves. Gloves and shoulder, I suppose. Unless I get really lucky, and then I hit 20 star on hat top bottom without booming anything, and then my shoulder piece also gets to 20 on the first try. Because I don't think the shoulder is that big of a gain. It's like one of the worst gains, if I remember correctly. But yeah, my Kana is like, at the moment, about 92k Hexa, maybe 91.5, somewhere in that range. And then with hat top bottom at 22, because right now they're all 18, it'll put me at around 94, 95 in that range. If I get a belt as well, that's also pretty big. I'm missing a Dreamy belt, because my current belt is just a sub belt, right? So if I had a 22 star 3-line Dreamy belt, it would be significant. Enhance 4 from 18 to 22? Nah, that's too expensive. Also, thank you for the hydrate. Welcome back, Baron. Yeah, I just need to see 20 on my Eternals, and then I'll just level 4 to 22. Like 20 is basically done. It's just a matter of Meso at that point. No more worrying about spares. That's the position I want to be in. There's also a small chance that I get some more pitch in the next couple of weeks, and depending on which ones I see, I might attempt to tap 23 plus. I think if I see a spare CFE or ET, I'll probably attempt for 23. There's also a part of me that low-key wants to just use my star specs and revive my ET and then try to go for 23 on the ET. That's also a choice. But yeah, it's pretty expensive though. It just all hinges on my Eternals and see how much money I have left over. Is my Kana running XBM? Yeah, it is. I run XBM. I took it out from the party from my Cannon Master. Did 1144 on your Limbo Eternals? Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. It's just going to take a while, right? Because I don't run Baldrix, so it'll be slow. Unless I get lucky and get another box or something. Soloing XBM, I wish, man. I wish. Is there a guide? Nah, they've cleaned up Scouter a lot. It's not that hard to do anymore. It's not as finicky as it used to be. Before, we kind of needed a guide because sometimes the numbers wouldn't add up and then Scouter would bug out. More recently, though, it's been pretty reliable. Is it wrong? Oh, wrong wouldn't be the right words. More like It's adjusted for the 20-minute patch, I think. That's what people have been saying. So, in terms of hexa converted, it's probably fine. But in terms of like the percentages for bosses, it might be a bit off. Build Lona. What level is she? New boss that was released, right? 285. I mean, that makes sense. We're still not going to get that boss for probably another 3 months though, hey? At least another 3 months. I decided to push a character at an alright time, when everything got a lot easier. Thank you to all my friends who have been taking me through bosses. W. That being said though, I actually have, like, kinda pushed my character to contribute in parties properly. The character actually does damage, I'm not just a blue dot anymore. I'm a solid green dot now. Yeah, my Kana's like kind of run out of things to work on outside of its flames for the time being. So while I'm waiting for the Star Forcing event, I can't really make any gains, which is a bit of a shame. Kind of had fun gambling. I bought some cubes because I hit my stars on Shining. So I was hoping to just like spend my money cubing my items, but my fun didn't last very long because eventually I did hit like the proper 3 lines for my gear. And now I have nothing again to spend on. The off-event taps, yeah. Right now, there's just no point anymore, right? It's too expensive. Or it's just griefing the chances of booming. I do miss tapping off-event, but it's just like, there's no reason to. If it was only like a small amount saved, like, do you know how for 30% off, if you safeguard from 15 to 18, it's like an overall 10% savings. Like, I can do that off event. Look, I don't feel that bad about not saving the 10%. But 30% off is a lot. 30% is a lot more than 10. Especially when each of the taps are so expensive as is. Double Prime WSE. I don't know about that one. I don't have that kind of money. There is, though, an argument for me to spend money trying to 3-line attack my secondary. Because I put my numbers into Scouter. Like, 3-line attack should be like 1 FD better than this. Even though it's double prime. It's not the good double prime, it's 35-13. Farming pencils on Seer for fun. Anything else is throwing? I wouldn't say throwing is the right word, but it definitely feels bad. He's like, why would you consider doing anything else when you can just wait 2 weeks, right? The Shining is so often now, once every 2 weeks, there's really no reason to off event anymore. And that's probably fine. Look, 2 weeks is not that long of a wait. It really isn't. If it was a month in between, I'd be a lot more tempted to spend off event, to just do random things. But right now, there's just no point. Waiting for the event is just so much better. The only off-event thing I would consider doing is like cubing. But, like I said before, my Kana's kind of done with cubing. I wish he had my problem. It's a bit of a dangerous problem in my opinion, because if I feel like I have nothing to do, then I'll find something to do, which can be expensive. I'm planning to do a new class. Hyperburn's all the way to 280. I think the 280 Hyperburn is, like, not class specific. I think it's just a 280 Hyperburn. It just so happens that there's a new class that's released. I'm not sure if I'll play the new class, I'll be honest. I know a lot of people are really excited for Challenger World 4 because it is a lot better. But at the same time, I don't really need more characters. So I feel like oh, hold. Diamond chest. If I did do Challenger World, I'd probably just make it a fast C10 mule. I don't know what the upper limit of me pushing these mules are anymore. So I'm seeing the number go up. Yup. Always is. But much like everything in MapleStory is just a waiting game anyway. There's no difference waiting. Like your end result, there's always an upper limit, so there's no rush. Like if my end result is I'm gonna hit 22 something from 21, for example, there's no difference if I do it now or if I do it in 2 weeks. I might as well do it in 2 weeks so I can spend that money doing other things. By the time get Challenge World 4, we'll see Power Creep or Challenge World 5. Yup. That's why, like, for me, I find it weird to plan for events so far ahead. It reminds me actually a lot of when I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! When you would see the ban list and what decks people were playing in Japan or in the OCG region 3 months in advance, right? So you're like playing your own format, but you're excited for the next format or you're looking into the next format. So the game was just like, it was weird to play for me, thinking back at it. I feel the same way without MapleStory. I tend to actually try to not pay attention to what's going on in KMS, but obviously you guys are often excited for changes, which is fine. But then for me, I'm just like, I'm not paying attention to any of this sort of stuff. But eventually enough people ask me about like Challenger World 4. That's a very common one. Like, that's probably one of the top questions people ask, like, what am I playing for Challenger World 4? When they announced it, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing for Challenger World 3. You know what I mean? I wasn't even really sold on playing Arel at first. I was kind of ready to play Kinesis or something. Sorry for ruining your fun. It's not even that, it's just like, I don't have that sort of foresight. I live too much in the present, in a way. I like working on whatever's in front of me. And when we get to Challenger World 4, I worry about it then. Banter is globalized? Yeah, I think most of their games are globalized now. One Piece is catching up. I think they're gonna be like very in tune soon. Gundam is globalized, for sure. But yeah. It's a lot of fun when everything is in sync with each other, because then there's the whole, I guess, fun of discovering things to do, or decks to build in this case, in talking about TCGs. There was definitely an element of like, wow, everybody is on the same playing field in the region. Nobody knows what's good, nobody knows what's terrible, yet. And then we're gonna go into tournaments and people are gonna experiment like crazy, right? That's the whole fun of it. But when a metagame gets solved before the thing even comes out, it's like, you kind of lose part of the fun. You know what to expect. You know what people are gonna play. People are gonna play what they think is the best. And what is best is probably what's winning in other regions because they played ahead of the time. MapleStory is kind of like that too. In some aspects, because we tend to get our updates kind of late compared to everywhere else. So all the fun stuff gets discovered immediately, and then we're just waiting for the fun stuff to arrive. We don't actually get to experiment with things. But yeah, that's just my opinion on like how I like to play games. I don't like looking too far ahead because it ruins the fun a little bit for me, in the sense where I like going into events a little bit blind. And I know it's like weird to say that in a game that, you know, you should probably value your time. Like in a game that has so many time sinks and stuff, you probably want to make the most out of the gameplay. I don't know, for me, fumbling around is kind of part of the experience. We get new boss guides 6 months before release. Yeah, exactly, right? There's no fun in blind progging anymore. Or at least it's harder to blind prog, because people expect each other to know how to do stuff. That's why when Adversary got released, I was like, I'm not looking at any guides. I'm just gonna run it in, see what happens. I'm just gonna die out of an Adversary for like 3 hours. Which is what happened. Made ban list better. That is a benefit, right? Because then you can catch these problems sooner. But at the same time, if you had a globalized release and problem cards appear, game companies shouldn't be too scared to get rid of the problem. In my opinion. Sometimes they make mistakes. Sometimes a random card that is just too toxic for a metagame should be instantly banned. And then Yu-Gi-Oh! Has done that a few times. Like, they do emergency ban lists sometimes. When there's like a tier 0 format, something is just way too broken, it just gets banned. Obviously, you know, you can't please everybody in these sorts of instances though, because ban lists are very subjective to what the developer wants. But I think it's fine for them to just kind of be willing to ban things that are not fun for the player base. And I think tier 0 formats are always a good example of that. But sometimes you do get things like tier 0 formats that pop out and it's like the newest release. And they're not very likely to ban anything in that sense. Unfortunately, that doesn't really work in MapleStory. Because people will complain about things. If you make too many quick changes, it's just like infinite work. And nothing gets balanced properly. It's just people complaining in a loop. Sometimes you get tier elements. That's exactly the one that came to mind. It was the tier elements. But at least it sounded like... I didn't really play in that format, but it did sound like the players in the mirror match at least had to kind of know what the hell was going on. It wasn't just a complete, you know... It wasn't a complete wash who went first. OP17 looks good. Yeah, all the new sets always look really fun. We get the 2 Oz ring changes in the upcoming updates. Probably in like a month and a bit, something like that. It's coming soon, but we're not going to have it just yet. Tier mirror was quite fun. Yeah, I never played tier elements myself. Because at that time I was playing kind of casually. I only went to some locals every once in a while playing against this sort of deck. So to make it easier myself, I just played anti-meta. Or like something that counted tier. It was just easier to play something that counted tier than actually playing the deck itself. I was doing changes tomorrow? Shouldn't be. I don't remember seeing it. The Wonder Reese player? No, actually at the time when tier elements was a thing, I played Draco Slayer. And the whole point of my deck is I just search Necro Valley and call it a day. Necro Valley, Abyss Dweller, pass, you know. Don't need to think about it. I'm kind of surprised Abyss Dweller existed in the game for so long. Took a while for that thing to get banned, because I remember that being like a staple for Pendulum decks for the longest time, and I played a lot of Pendulum decks. I was a big fan of Pendulum Magician. It was like always my pet deck. And yeah, Abyss Dweller was just one of those cards where I was like, I just played this card and my opponent can't play the game. Why is it still in the game? But I guess like it was a bit of a rogue strategy at the time. But then at some point, too many decks were able to just make Abyss Dweller against each other, and it just became kind of dumb. Same thing with Baguska for a little bit. Depends on the format a little bit, but yeah, Baguska was also kind of like that. Yeah, between Baguska and Abyss Dweller, those two cards were always in my decks that I played like any kind of pendulum stuff in, because it was just all level 4 good stuff, right? It's just like, I bricked, Baguska pass. I have a good combo, Abyss Dweller and the rest of my board, and then pass. You know what I mean? There were too many like cards like that like could turn skip if you got the setup. But I think ever since I stopped playing the game, they've been really good at like removing these sort of Omni negates turn skip cards, because they're just not that fun to play against. I've watched more recent Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's a lot more like interactive in a way. So even the guy who's going second still reasonably has a chance to play through, unless it's something like... What's another thing that's like terrible in the game? Is Macrocosmos still in the game? Defissure? You know, those sorts of cards should also not be in the game, I think. It's the same concept, right? Like, sometimes it's just, you play it and the opponent just can't play the game. It's just why. I don't mind it if it's like an inconsistent tech card that is only for like a very specific counter, right? I guess in a way like Defissure, I think, can be viewed that way, but there's just too many things that it shuts down. It's too generically good against everybody. I don't know, I feel like it shouldn't be the case. And then those cards also sometimes are good just for that one deck as well, because it's unaffected by it. That's, I don't know. There's definitely a fine line the more I think about it. I realize now though that me talking like this is very hypocritical, because when I was playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I was definitely part of the problem. I realized that these cards are good, and making my opponent not play the game was like the goal. I don't know, I definitely was part of the problem. But could you blame me as a player though? We'll be back when you get back home. Alright. Take care, man. Were you a Mystic Mine player? Not specifically a Mystic Mine player, but I did play the card because it was just too good in the formats that it was strong in. Like, I didn't play Mystic Mine Stun, but I did play the card. Whether it be in something like Sky Striker at the time, or Orcust. It was just one of those cards that, you know, if your opponent can't out it, they lose the game, so why not play the card? It's like, you're playing a competitive game, right? Hans, thank you for the follow, welcome. Toxic? I mean, if that's what it takes to win, sometimes that's what you gotta do. Look, if you wanna win the Nationals, you gotta play the best of what you got. That's just how it is. Like, you can't be a competitive player and not be willing to play the best cards available, right? That's kind of the point. Love the Kane theme song? Yeah, it's nice. It's so edgy for what it is. And that's versus locals, yeah. That's true. There is a level of honor when you play in your local shop. At the end of the day, if you're playing at a locals, you're kind of there for fun, unless you're practicing intentionally for a regional or something like that, but I'm sure that people will understand if you're practicing for a regional. Like, I feel like if you get salty because somebody's playing meta while there's a regional or nationals incoming, like that's kind of on you, right? But if it's just like, no events upcoming, everyone's there for a good time, and you bring a stun deck, it's like, you know, what's the point? Like, what are you there for? Unless for whatever reason your locals has like really good pricing and you really want those prize packs, like fine, you do you. But I've always taken the approach that locals should be for fun. When I realized that my Gundam locals were playing a lot more casually, for example, I weaned off of playing like meta decks, because I could tell that some of the guys were just not having that much fun playing against me. And look, I know, like, I like to win. I want to win the prize cards and or like the winner cards and such, but at the cost of people being kind of sad. I know it's a competitive game, but like, you know, it's your local community. I can afford to lose a few games here and there for the sake of a healthier community. Yeah, it's all about a vibe check anyway. But if everybody is like kind of playing meta and playing like actually good decks throughout the whole time, I'll join in, obviously. I don't want to like throw my money away. It's all about picking your battles, I guess. Yeah, all this talk is making me wonder what the hell am I going to play this weekend. I have a Gundam regional on this weekend, and I'll be honest, I really want to play it. But I also don't really want to refund my ticket. The meta game right now is like not very healthy in Gundam. We're playing on the old ban list, so it's kind of a bad game. When did I stop dailies on the LC mules? For my N Carlos mules, I just needed to get to 350 on the day that I go for the solo. I think on my Ren and Corsair, which I did N Carlos on, I got them to 300 sack, and then I had 50 event stat. I think for my Corsair, I also popped the Black Heart, and I just soloed N Carlos once and called it a day, and I didn't bother doing dailies again. As for my C10 mules, it's like max Arcane Force and like maybe 200 sack at most. Maybe even less than 200 sack. I do kind of regret being lazy though, because low-key my C10 mules are fast enough to do like a one cycle End Seren. But I don't have Sacred Force, I can't do it. I think for End Seren you definitely want to have like 250 just to make sure that you one cycle the boss, but that's a lot of dailies. And I haven't really bothered doing it. Replace my Ren with my Rel? Nah. There's no point. All my Legion champs will stay as they are. Because I'm just going to treat my Rel as a really fast C10. If it can do End Seren, then great. If it can do, like, E Grandis, then I'll just see the pacing of it. Oh no, it's a bit awkward. 350 is good for a mule to settle on? Yeah. Only if you only care about doing the mission once. Because if you only care to do N Carls once, then you don't need it to be 350. You can just leave it at 300 and use the stat. Sorry, like the event stat. 350 is a little bit hard to get to, right? With a level 280 mule. Because I would rather not push it to 285 if I can help it. Because that's a lot of dailies. It takes a while. So yeah, for me, I was like pretty lazy. So I left it at 300, did the End Carlos mission once, and then I never did End Carlos again. It's different though if you want to get Eternals. Like if you want to get Eternals, it's probably within your best interest to get to 350. Because then you can consistently solo the End Carlos. But that's a lot of dailies. How's my Rel doing? It's currently level 275. I think on Haste, I want to like gradually push it to 280. Because I realize there's no point just full setting resources on the Arel if I get to 280 and I still can't clear hard Kai anyway. Like, that's kind of the point, right? The point is to get to 280 and then clear Kai. But if I get to 280 and I'm still too weak for Kai, then then I rushed it for nothing. For my C10 mules, they range anywhere between 150 to 200 mil on average. My N Carlos mules are like 250 to 300. Like they're in that range. I think my Ren cleared N Carlos at about 260 mil, and that was the lowest combat power. The others were already like kind of overstated. I think my Corsair was closer to 280 or 290. My Battle Mage was close to 300. Yeah. It's a bit all over the place. But again, like, my numbers are low because it was just like one and done, right? I just did like the full 20-minute run and called it a day. I'll be honest, I think if I tried to run End Carls again on my Corsair and Ren, even though they've already finished the End Carls mission, I don't think they can do it. Or at least they won't be able to do it in 20 minutes. So it's either I do End Carlos in like 20 to 25 minutes, or I do E Carlos in 5 minutes. This is no brainer, right? I'll just do E Carlos in the 5 minutes. Like I don't care enough about the Eternals. Like I could get 18-star Eternals, but like that will just make my bosses like what 20 seconds faster. Is there like there's no point. Yeah, I just run E Carlos, E Adversary, and all the bosses under. I'll solo Hard Seren if it's a 1 cycle. If it's not a 1 cycle, I'll do End Seren. I'm just lazy like that. Although most of my Seren mules or Seren characters, I duo with a friend. Because yeah, I don't need emblem on those characters. I wonder if you can do it pre-lib? Probably. It'll be a bit harder in the sense that you actually need to dodge things, but it should be winnable. While I was having a look, Vinny cleared H Kai at like 60 mil combat power. I can probably reach 60 mil combat power, even without the Genesis. It should be winnable. To get to do 80 new Monster Park dailies. I think at the times that I did them, I kind of mained them, if that makes sense. Like, I didn't play other characters. I worked on one character at a time to 280. When I was playing my Ren, that was during Challenger World 2. I didn't play any other character during that time. Same thing with my Corsair. I think I passed my Corsair at 275 for ages. And then I just grinded that character to 280. Just one at a time. Because, I didn't have a main at the time. I didn't have a character I was always doing dailies or grinding on. I just like, yeah, one character at a time. Easier on the mental that way. Too many dailies is kind of boring and it's kind of painful. Dailies to go. What else do I need to do? Monster Park. Alright, let's chill. And I'll jump back onto my rail. Maybe I won't do my Monster Park runs just now. I'm kind of lazy for it. Let's run some rail stuff. Oh, I say run a rail stuff. I just want to grind on it. Do some 2x coupons, get some more money because I'm broke as hell. No money on any of my characters in Challenger World. Spent it all on that rental gear, and now I'm broke. Also open these, see how many shining specs I get. Man, actually can't wait for the next shining. It's gonna be the first time I'll be able to try to tap some Eternals past 18. Just gonna hope that it doesn't first tap boom 18 to 19. Hope I get 119. Hopefully I get like just even a little bit of gains. Excited for the new Kinesis? That's good. New Kinesis should be exciting. Looks fun to play. Oh, one shining. Oh, two shinings. Very good. Nice. 2 shining pieces today. Isn't my Cannon Master Eternal 22? Nah, they're all 21. I never pushed them to 22. It's too expensive. I don't think any of my characters have 22 Eternals. The frags are per world. I think they had it listed as per account. Unfortunately, not per world. Alright, let's head off to our new home, Blooming Spring 1. I have wealths now. I'm farming with wealths. I'm huge. Heaps more money. Yep. More drop rate as well. W. And then maybe I'll go farm some more items to disassemble. I do want some more Philosopher Stones so I can make some more wealth. Just so that I can just craft it all at once. Started 3 days ago, really liking the game. 266, 10 mil compound, did normal Lotus, wondering what order I should be doing at the other bosses. So if you can do normal Lotus, you can definitely do normal Damien as well. With 10 mil combat power, you can probably do normal Slime, and maybe even easy Lucid. They're all like, Damien and Lotus are about the same level. Lucid and Slime are about like equivalent difficulty. At 10 mil, like those should be, I think, accessible. You can also opt to buy the rental gear as well, if you have the money. If you pay for these, you can get these main 5 items: eye, face, earring, pendant belt. Between all of these, you could probably even access Hard Lotus, Hard Damien. But that might take you a little bit of practice to do if you kind of just started 3 days ago, because, you know, staying inside a boss for longer can be kind of difficult. But honestly, you know, starting 3 days ago and you're already at normal Lotus, normal Damien, like playing new, it's pretty good. Actually, if you can actually afford the rental gear, if you buy them today and you haven't done some of the bosses, you could actually use that rental gear also again tomorrow, because the bosses will reset tomorrow. And you can kind of use it twice with only, you can use it across 2 weeks, even though you only paid for it once. That could be something you could look into. But otherwise, it's like no rush, right? There's no rush. I have a whole series of me playing my RL in Challenger World on my channel as well. So if you want to see like what I did, it'll be on my channel as well. I don't know how applicable it is for other classes, because RL is definitely one of the stronger classes in the game at the moment. But at least you can use it as like a very general frame. Oh, you binged the whole thing? Oh, then easy. Yeah, there you go. Then you've seen me do a decent amount of the stuff. The ring suffices to do Hard Lotus. Yeah, if you haven't got the temporary Raw 4, renting it is also like pretty powerful. Raw 4 does a lot of damage. It adds a lot. Made the bosses look easy? Yeah. In all fairness, I have been playing this game for quite a while, so it's a lot of experience kind of pulling me through these bosses. Especially when I get to like see Tenny and Will and stuff like that. I don't expect people to go ahead and do Will at like 28 mil combat power or whatever I did it at. Like, that's a bit of a tall order. Got through normal Seren. Hey, nice. Congrats on your normal Seren run. You know, actually I had trouble with normal Seren. That boss was not fun. I definitely almost died out in that boss. Doing long Seren runs, I'm not built for that, man. I get put under pressure in the deer phase to try to do damage, and then I get myself killed, and then I heal her more than I should have. I should have just ran. Maybe I should have just done a small bit of burst damage and then just booked it and called it a day. K's away from silver. Don't have that skill ring yet. If you haven't done Damien and you haven't done Slime and Lucid, you can definitely do normal Slime and normal Lucid, I feel. I don't know how fast the run will be. Might be a bit slow, but should be doable. 10k combat power. I feel like that sounds okay, right? Am I crazy? Or am I underestimating the damage here? I don't remember the last time I did a struggle C slime. I mean, struggle N slime. I feel like slime was always a boss I just kind of ignored. If anyone could input here, I've lost the numbers in my head. 10 mil is like 20 minutes. Ugh, 20 minutes slime run. Maybe that's why I don't remember these numbers. I refuse to do the bosses. Slime, Damien, Will, and Gloom is a snooze fest. Yeah, heaps of the bosses, like, kind of boring. But it's also, like, relative to how many times you've done them. I think I don't really mind Will. Will is boring for a different reason. Will is boring when you get stronger. I think a struggle Will run is actually quite difficult and kind of challenging. Especially if you can't one-tap P3. Like, if in P3 you need to pay attention for like the first 8 minutes, then I think the boss is pretty interactive. Well, maybe P1 and 2 is kind of boring, but P3 is actually like somewhat of a challenge. He puts up a fight. But otherwise, yeah, I'd agree. Slime is pretty boring, Gloom is pretty boring. Damien is, yeah, pretty lame because he flies up and whatnot. There's definitely, you know, quality of life issues here. But sometimes boring is what you need. It means that it's easy, in theory. How many cards do I have here? 21. Damn. Don't know if I'll have enough cards to get to unique today. Had no clue how it works. Yeah, Will is definitely a boss that you probably need to have some kind of idea what's going on, because unlike the other bosses, dying in Will at the wrong time actually like makes you go backwards in the fight. Like in Lucid, if you die, you just lose a life. Dying in Will at the wrong time, he heals. And that's really frustrating. No backpack, what's the plan now? This is the plan. This map. This is as good as it's gonna get. I get to sit up here for 30 seconds. And then I spend 30 seconds putting down summons and picking up money. And surprisingly, the rates aren't that bad. It's not that bad. I think I'm full clearing the map in terms of my attacks. As for looting, I think I might even be able to make like 550 mil per hour. If that's the case, this is pretty good. I'll take it for no vac pet. Let's see. I just did one loot cycle here. You can consider this like 1 minute. In 1 minute? Yeah, it's like almost 9 mil per minute. Which, if you scale it up to an hour, is what? 60 times 9? 540. Drop like 5 to 10%. Probably drop 10%. To account for things I will miss or don't kill. You know, about 500 mil per hour. It's not bad. Winnable. It's better to keep 20 item drop or meso drop if you could only keep one. If you could only keep one. Ooh. If I really had to pick one or the other, I'd probably pick item drop. And Millie, thank you for the follow. Or rather, thank you for subscribing on YouTube. Yeah, there are 3 presets. I'm assuming that they currently only have 1 legendary IA at the moment. Ideally, you will have 1 IA for item drop, 1 IA for your farming, and then 1 IA for your main bossing skills. But to start off, I think item drop might be slightly more valuable in some aspects. Depends if you're farming or not. I think if you're farming, the meso might actually be better. But if you're playing like pretty casually, then item drop is pretty good because, you know, you do your bosses, you do Golix, you do Arcarium, you get a little bit more item drop. Might not get you the drop itself, but, you know, coping is fun. But if you absolutely can only keep one, I would lean meso top line if you absolutely couldn't keep one. If it's a case of like one for the time being, I would go for item drop and eventually get the meso line later. Because Golix, high rolling Golix is really nice. And I will always cope on that 20%. But if you absolutely, for whatever reason, can only have one of the two, I'd probably do 20 meso, 15 item drop for that IA. Like, cope is important, but not as important as meso. In my opinion. Depends on what you are, if you're a gambling man or not. The 5% iron drop probably only goes so far, but hey. Better chances is better chances. Meso though, it's pretty good if you're farming. It really does add up. Was able to E-Carl Sorrel at 48 mil combat power. That's pretty good. I'm a little bit sad because I tried to do Black Mage earlier and I died out. I was so close to the clear too. I had the damage to clear, but I just kind of ran it down. 59 minute Black Mage is too much, man. I just can't focus long enough. So I'll try again next week when or rather tomorrow, when I get a little bit more damage. I don't care that much to min clear, but I kind of hope that I could get it easier than that. A little bit hard. I don't got it in me anymore to pay attention for 59 minutes. The first time ever attempting the boss. Yeah, it will definitely be tricky if it's your first time. If you've never done Black Mage before, the boss is quite hard. There's a lot to learn to make sure you don't like randomly lose too many lives. And trust me, there's a lot of different ways that you will randomly lose lives, while learning at least. Once you're getting used to the patterns, it's quite hard. Not impossible, but definitely hard. There's no other boss in the game that will teach you to use Hero's Will quite like Black Mage as well. That's probably one of my tips for anybody picking up Black Mage. Get ready to learn to use Hero's Will if you haven't started using it already. Hero's Will is your best friend in Black Mage. Especially if it's a long run. There will be patterns that will mess you up. Dislodges, thank you for the follow. You've never used Hero's Will. I mean, if you are a casual player, I understand. Any tips for P3 Black Mage? Honestly, the best tip for P3 Black Mage is to be patient. When you start like getting impatient in the boss and you start attacking more than you have to, then you start like just losing lives because you just get kicked back and forth. Every kick, if you get kicked in the fight and you don't lose a life, you just got lucky. That's how I treat it, right? Pretty much every time that you ever get kicked by Black Mage, you should have lost a life. And yeah, that's with that in mind, it's like just being patient and not rushing your damage. Attack a set amount of times. Every class has a different like attack animation, so you need to know how many attacks you can do before you absolutely should stop attacking and then just wait for him to kick before you continue attacking again. Obviously, as you get more experience, then you can kind of play a bit more reactionary, but yeah, typically you just want to be patient in that fight. Like for me, I think Arel, you can hit 5 or 6 times before he kicks. So after you do your 5th or 6th attack and he hasn't done anything yet, you should wait. It only takes like one greedy attack, one extra attack that would have done honestly such a small amount of damage in the grand scheme of the fight, and you just lose a life for it. It's such a bad trade. Where am I from? I'm from Australia. I get slightly better ping playing in the NA servers. Even then, it's not great. I often, if I don't use my VPN, I'll have like up to 350 ping. But I use exit lag to cut down my ping. One, two, three, kick. Oh yes, the dedicated kick counter. I didn't have 1, 2, 3 kick. I had kick 2, 3, 4. That's what I had in my VC. Kick 2, 3, 4. Kick 2, 3, 4. I haven't heard that in a while. Nowadays, like a party of 6 people could just blow it up in 15 minutes. So, yep, game has definitely changed. Have trouble with the meteor? How are you separating the buffs? I'll answer the buffs thing in a second. Let me loot. As for the kick laser and stuff, it takes a little bit of practice, but you have to try to isolate the mechanics one at a time. For example, you know he's always going to kick when you're nearby. So if he hasn't kicked in a while and you see the mechanics incoming, you want to go close to him while standing, so then he actually does kick. And then you avoid that first, then you avoid the rest of it one at a time. Avoiding everything at the same time is often pretty hard. If you don't have an iframe, you'll probably get hit by something. In which case, you can just use Hero's Will, but it might not be enough. Yeah, it's a bit of like a juggling act. Alright. As for the buffs, if you go under UI, you have this auto buff, auto sort buff. Because usually it's like this giant line of buffs, right? But then if you enable this, it'll collapse it into like categories. Nowadays your attacks are fast so you can react. Yeah, for sure. It's a lot easier to react now. But I'm saying like for people who are still learning, it's still best to not play off reactions and be more disciplined. And once you get more experience, then you can play more reactionary. Because at some point you run the boss enough times for it to be like just a vibe check. Like you know roughly when he's going to kick. But when you're learning, shouldn't overextend. Because every kick will just usually cost a life. Yeah, very class dependent as well. We're gonna try HK. Ooh, good luck. All you know about Australia's is full of scary animals? Ah, they're alright. You start to appreciate them. Because you come to realize that most of the animals will leave you alone if you leave them alone. And typically the ones that are scarier are probably better for your household. Like the most common one are spiders. I know a lot of people don't really like spiders, but I don't know about you guys, I hate mosquitoes significantly more than spiders. If the cost of me living in a house with no mosquitoes is just one spider living somewhere in my house that I don't know about, that's a trade I'm willing to make. You know? That's a trade I'm willing to make. My wife absolutely hates spiders, but I've like started naming them whenever I see them, you know? And I think that's like made it a little bit easier for her. It's a little bit easier to accept a huntsman when you don't call it a huntsman and you call him Thomas instead. That's what I've named him, by the way. There's definitely a huntsman that lives somewhere in the house, or actually on the outside of the house. I see him every once in a while. I just called him Thomas. Scares the crap out of me every once in a while though, because he's like, he likes to sit on the back window sometimes. I just see him. He's ugly as hell, by the way. He's ugly. There's no sugarcoating it. He's ugly. He hella ugly. But he eats the bugs, so I'll accept him. That's the only thing stopping me from killing him. Is that he's eating the other bugs. I would much rather that spider be sitting there every once in a while in the window giving me a heart attack than bugs in my house. If you were to pay for one pass, should it be the Shine Pass? So you can claim everything for a rel. Ooh, I don't know how much value I'll put on the Shine Pass now outside of the Vac Pet. I say like if you're really enjoying a rel and you're having fun grinding on the class, the Shine Pass for the Vac Pet is like not a bad deal. But it's only a 1 month Vac Pet, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, generically speaking, Genesis Pass is good. Especially if you are doing a lot of the bosses. I think you said that you just came to the game, so maybe it's not the best purchase right now, because you haven't experienced all the bosses yet, right? Might not be the best value, but that could be something you could consider. I'd say between the Genesis Pass and the Shine Pass for somebody who's like really new to the game and hasn't experienced all the bosses yet, Shine Pass is probably slightly better value. Because I know the Genesis Pass is good and Liberating Faster is good, but low-key, I feel like I've overvalued it for newer players. Low-key. I say when you get a little bit more into the game and you've actually soloed the C10 bosses once or twice, then the Genesis Pass becomes significantly better. But if you're like still kind of taking your time, still getting your bearings in the game, I don't think the Genesis Pass will do very much for $30. Or 30k NX in this case. But yeah, that's if you want to spend money. You can definitely play this game free to play. Although, I do miss my Vac Pet a lot. Yeah, Will and Saren living around you? True. I should call him Will. Nah, Thomas is a lot funnier of a name to me. You're eating? I'm sorry. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I'm not buying any of the passes at the moment, on my rel at least. On the main server, probably the Operation Dive pass. I do like the sound of buying those, paying for those fragments. Saw a guy regretting the Genesis Pass because he FOMO'd into it when everyone's living. It was useless. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I think that post was exactly what I was thinking of. Because for new players, if you are not really like super deep into the game and you're still learning the bosses, the Genesis Pass, as good as it is, has very little value. Like, it'd be weird to suggest a new player who has, like in this case, he's only solid up to normal Lotus to get the Genesis Pass. That doesn't do anything for him, right? He's just paying $30 to do like 10% boss damage against normal Lotus. It doesn't do anything. Like, you can say like in the future value will get better, which it definitely does, but as of right now, if you were to spend $30, you wouldn't get much out of it. Like, if you really wanted to spend right now. Like, we can talk about future value and stuff like that. The Genesis Pass is a fantastic future investment, right? Don't get me wrong. But if you were to spend $30 right now, or 30k NX right now, and you're a brand new player, you'll definitely get more out of the Shine Pass than the Genesis Pass. C10? Oh yeah, that's just like the general name for like the hard grandest, the hard Arcane River bosses. Best value is 11 Philo pack. Actually, the best value for 30k NX is when you send me 11 PSSBs. Thoughts? Skipping 3 epic dungeons. You know, depending on who you ask, that's pretty good value. You'll send some to Thomas? No. You can't have him being greedy. I don't like him showing up in the first place. Look. A lot of things are best out of sight, out of mind. Maple Story community seems cool. It depends on where you look. I think it very much depends where you look. I don't mean to, like, I guess flex about it, but I will say, like, I've been pretty lucky with the people who have been hanging around my community. I think generally speaking, everyone's been very polite to each other. But, in other places, maybe not so much. I'm not an exception to this or anything like that, but I will say that the guys who hang out in my chat in general tend to be on the nicer side, which is very, very nice for me. Wait until he finds the twin streams. You can't compare that though. The twins are definitely like entertainers, man. So they get like, they get rage baited all the time. Can't be helped when you're doing stuff like that. It's like, that's what they've kind of become. It's just, they do maple stuff, but they're just there to get rage baited. Thank you for the hydrate. I'd say Maple Story is pretty polarizing between how people kind of see the game. Thank you, JH. Find the most toxic people or the most helpful depending where you hang out. Yeah, absolutely. I'll say, in general, the Maple Story subreddit is like very 50-50. I only personally use the Reddit mostly as like for news. Sometimes I'll like go into like threads and stuff like that, but oftentimes in the threads it's just a bunch of people complaining. It's just so unproductive. So I don't usually pay attention too much to that. And also, you come to realize that the Maple Story subreddit as well, you can't take too seriously because you don't know where people are coming from when it comes to like their experience with the game. I think I remember seeing a few years ago now, so I don't know how relevant it is anymore. But let's say like 4 or 5 years ago, it was like a poll that they did, an anonymous poll, and it was just a very simple question. How far in the game are you in terms of soloing bosses, right? And as a comparison, at the time when I was playing, I was probably like soloing C10, right? So I wasn't that far into the game in today's standard. But back then, I'd say like soloing C10 was like, you were getting there. Like nobody has really soloed Black Mage yet at that point. And from the poll, after the results were released, like a lot of people who didn't even solo Hard Lotus. But there were so many strong opinions being thrown all over the place. But a lot of the people on the Reddit were just like not that progressed in the game. Even for the time, I think Hard Lotus solo wasn't like that inaccessible either. And you can actually look in the achievements. You'll see the number of people who have cleared certain content. It will probably surprise you how low some of the numbers are. So like it's a very vocal amount of people who are not necessarily that far into the game. Hypothetically, if you hit a 26 KT, will you transfer it? I remember seeing the numbers being slightly in favor of the... I think we did something similar yesterday. I think it's like slightly in favor of the sup ring. You lose attack, but you get a lot more stat. Or something like that. I don't remember. I think the simulation I did was like a 24 sup versus a 25 KT. And it was a difference of like 10 attack versus... No, 5 attack versus 20 stat or something. I don't know what the numbers are for 25 and 26 though. Whatever it is, it's like kind of close. What class am I playing? This is my IRL. A lot of classes will be able to clear kind of similarly. Because we have Soul Janus. I don't know if you've had it unlocked yet for... You said you're 266? Maybe you haven't unlocked it yet, but I would recommend Soul Janus. This thing helps a lot for farming. Alright, do I have any more? Do I have any more coupons? Oh, I'm out of coupons. Let's just do it the old-fashioned way. Manually clicking my 15s. What could you reach in Challenger World 3 if you only started a week ago? I think that if you're a consistent player, I think Master is very reachable. I think Master's very reachable. Because we have this Challenger World at least for another month and a bit. It's like another 6 weeks or something like that. I think if you played consistently for 6 weeks, Master is pretty reachable. If not Master, then what's the one underneath that? Diamond. Diamond's definitely doable. I think by the time you hit 275, you pretty much reach Diamond anyway. And 275 is like... Yeah, not unreasonable for people to get to. If you just, you know, at least do some of your dailies. Can easily do Challenger if you go hard. You said easily and go hard in the same sentence. What an absolute scam. This guy's scamming me. What do you mean easily if you go hard? Hold up. But no, the hard part about this game actually is like... There is definitely an experience gap. If you're kind of like new to the game, it's hard to make the most out of your time. Especially if you're not used to clearing the bosses. That's the thing that probably hampers a lot of people's progress. It's like, theoretically they have the damage to clear certain bosses, but they can't because they either haven't got enough practice or they're not used to the mechanics. Yeah, that will get people stuck. Like, there will definitely be people who are 275, for example, who are still struggling with hard will. Even though technically they should have more than enough damage to clear, sometimes it's just hard. Hard will is difficult if you haven't done it before. Guy's a difficult boss. overspec and do bosses. I mean, that's fair. Sometimes you don't want to spend a long time doing one boss. I don't think there's ever anything wrong with being overspec. If you just need to wait a little bit to be able to be strong and get that easy clear, there's nothing wrong with doing it. Unless you have like very specific goals, you can't be like, oh, I want to be overspec, but I want to clear it today. Like that might not be reasonable, but otherwise, I don't think there's anything wrong with being overspec if you're willing to wait for it. Play how you like. To each their own, exactly. The reason I don't feel like longer maples, I don't want to practice bosses. Yeah, that's fair. Not everybody is down to spend the time to clear and like learn those bosses like that. Again, I've been playing this game for like, what, 5 years now at this point? Maybe longer now, 6 years. And yeah, sometimes it's easy to forget how much time you spent learning how to do bosses. Oh, one thing I should say too is like, if you're not really down to learn to solo, which is absolutely valid, like soloing hard will on a low spec is not exactly the easiest or fun thing to do. Don't be afraid to just join parties and just rock it in a 6-man. Well, ideally you do it with less people, like maybe 3. But getting the clear is better than not getting the clear at all. I'm sure if you put it into here, like this recruit party, you'll find people. Like even right now, there's this party here that's doing for hard lucid. Like why not? Just run it. It's better than not getting the clear. Being overspec, but you should still know. Oh yeah, for sure. If you're doing a public run, it's like do the bare minimum and know actually how to do the fight. You don't want to be that guy that just is griefing the fight because you didn't know how to do it. Some of them you can kind of get away with, like Lucid. You don't really need to know how to do Lucid to just run in a party. You're not going to grief anybody. But for Will, or anything that requires teamwork, Carling, probably should learn at least the fight. In cut parties on CVL? Yeah, dude. I still remember my first CVL clear. It took me so long to get that first CVL clear. But the satisfaction though, W. How does boss loot work? So if it's like this guy, he has it as distribution. It's a setting that you can put on your party. So after you clear the fight, the loot will just be randomly distributed. You will get your own loot. Everybody by default gets like a set number of things, like the boss crystal. You get a set number of your own soul shards. Maybe instanced loot like arcane boxes or ring boxes. Those are all instanced. But then the game will automatically distribute things like twilight marks, pitch boss. What else is shared? Grindstones if they drop. Yeah. If you're not sure, the distribution parties are fine. It's like the game will sort it out for you, basically. Before, there wasn't really a good way to distribute things. Everyone kind of played by an honor system, but as you can kind of expect it in an honor system, people did steal drops. But now we have the distribution, so it's just automatic. The Astra pieces aren't distributed automatically. Yeah, for that one, we do that one manually. Finding a guild that's willing to baby step you. Yeah, if you need help, a good guild will be a huge jump. Try to get in parties? Yeah. For hard will, it's a bit more tricky though, just because, yeah, the nature of the boss. Actually, if you've if you already are familiar with P1 and P2, you'll probably be fine in a hard wheel run. As long as you don't die to the test mechanics, you'll be alright. But at least for those ones, you can kind of practice in easy mode. Whereas, yeah, for P3 it's hard to solo. Failed 3, landed suffering, off to bed. Alright, good night, pie. It's gotta do something, I forgot what it was. Man. Oh. Ah. Upgrade. Level 12. So close to level 19. Maybe I'll get enough energy for tomorrow after do the 5k mobs or whatever. I'll do 1 more week's worth of 5k mobs on this character, just so I can get the spear to 19. Once I get Mastery 1 to 19, that's probably all the hex I'm willing to give it for the time being. At least from that. I think that should cleanly finish up the fragments I have as well, because I only have 400 left. You've already done N-Will? Okay, there you go. Yeah, if you've already done N-Will, then you'll be fine in a pub party. Whereas the other, like, I can't really speak for your teammates though. You might end up having people who are still a bit unexperienced or inexperienced. Main swap to Blaster and stream it. Funny you say that. I have a level 230 Blaster that I was forced to play for about 2 months. The worst 2 months of my life. Actually, it wasn't the worst. I feel like I've experienced worse than the Blaster. The Blaster was, like, yeah, it was playable. I even popped a black heart on it. That's how serious I was. High kill effect and star kill effect makes you excited. Are they only for hard? Or is normal also able to get it? Because I think they said that they made it only for hard Kai. But I didn't see for Malefic Star. Which class do I hate the most? Hate the most? Bowmaster. Yeah, probably Bowmaster. Nothing personal. Actually, no. Very personal. Hello, Shanks. Nah, for me, it has nothing to do with the class. It's like a personal failure. Now, I've shared this a few times. When I made my YouTube channel very early on, I had pretty good success on my first series, and that's where like a lot of people kind of found out about my channel at the time. And that was my Paladin series. And then afterwards, I just could not like repeat the success because I ended up just picking a main, and I couldn't play multiple characters. And one of the series I started but ended up like I just could not stick with it was a Bowmaster. That was going to be the second character I'd made as a series. I made like 2 or 3 videos of the Bowmaster. I couldn't play it anymore because I was having too much fun doing other things. But it was just sitting there on my channel and I stare at it and be like, I never finished this. And that's why I highly dislike my Bowmaster. Because it reminds me of my own shortcomings. Because at the time I also was like trying to do stuff on my Kana. I tried to make like a farming Kana at the time. Funny, that became my main. And what else? I played a Cadena for a little bit. No, it was just I just tried too hard to make too much content. And the Bowmaster was one of them. I tried playing Phantom seriously. It was actually one of my boss mules for a while. Like I used to solo Hard Lotus on it like every week. And this is during the time before we had 6 job, by the way. So I did like a 25-minute Hard Lotus each week. And it farmed hearts for me. It has a boomed Zerk on it at level 250. That's how you know I was serious. Oh, it's not in, I'm not in Challenge. I'm in Challenger World. Yeah, I do have a 250 Phantom, and it has like a Zerk on it that I blew up a long time ago. Both are hard. Star rewards only clear hard star before this last reset. Oh. I see. That's a shame. Yeah, I'm not clearing hard star. Yeah, I actually quite like Phantom. Although, the main reason why I'm not playing Phantom at the moment is because it's not 260. And getting from 250 to 260 without it burning is kind of painful. Not like it became a BM mule. Wow, what is this subtle Peko flame? Thought you get a H star? No, I don't have the Sacred Force for it. I only have 480 Sacred Force. You need 550. And I'm not about to join a party when it's basically a duo. Because I'm not going to do damage. You'll get there eventually? Yeah, eventually. I'm just missing Sacred Force. I would play Phantom again. But, again, my issue with it is not level 260. With enough mag pots, anything is possible. What's the drop rate for sup gear? I have no idea. For a lot of people, it's 2 sup. You get 1 of each of the sup pendants by the time that you have 1400 coins. And it's like with good drop rate as well. And even then, even with 400 drop rate, sometimes you can just get unlucky. Remember when you used to struggle for sup earrings? I do remember that actually. When every day you were begging for a sup earring before you had to buy it. And every once in a while you would still get the sup belt. There's different days. Thanks for your Lucky Dog era. Your Lucky Dog era never ended, man. Nothing but a Lucky Dog this entire time. Honestly, me too. My Arcane's tanked for my luck to go to the sky. Yup. I'm still a little bit annoyed that I pitied a source only to get 2 source drops like within the next couple of months. But I still have 0 Dreamy Belt. I should have pitied the Dreamy Belt. I lost the 50-50. But then again, there's also a world where the only reason why I have source is because I picked the source. It's like the game knows that I picked it, so then they keep giving it to me, just to make me feel bad. First Enkai? Ah, grats. Grats on your Enkai clear. Big gains. Heaps of fragments. Yeah, RNG is pretty crazy. That's why you can't compare your progress to people, right? This game is best looked like you just look at yourself. Don't think too much about other people, because it only takes a little bit of good luck for somebody else to make your prog look like crap. Now you could do exactly the same thing as somebody else, but it'd be so much worse off. And there's nothing that you did wrong in that case. They just got better luck than you, or you got worse luck than them. Yeah, it's just like that. Don't look at other people. It will just make you feel bad. So out of your control, right? That's why, like, for me, I've taken the approach of just being happy for other people when they hit, and it's just like, I just hope that I hit later. That's all it is, right? I used to be a lot saltier when people got more lucky than I am, but that's been a while. It's been a while since then. So now I've just taken a different approach. If I'm happy for everybody, then at least At least somebody's happy. Instead of somebody being happy and somebody being annoyed. $74 and a few percent. Yeah, so we did use a lot of the event rewards. The burning, express burning thingo gave a lot of advanced EXP vouchers, which I used. Happy for people, holds brick. Nah, I'm genuinely happy for everyone. I feel like in my stream, I like telling people, like, if they hit, I like hearing about it. I don't mind it when people vent about, like, their bad luck, but it's also very fun to see people hit. I will call you a lucker doggy if I think it's too good, though. Like my, like a certain mod of mine getting a little bit too lucky in Challenger World. Are they here? I don't know if they're here. I just realized the guy in my chat, not my chat, my map. This guy in my map, his name is I Need Vacpet. Wait, who's this? this guy's name is I Need Vacpet. I respect it. There's a person who hit double prime cape. I like to think the happier I am for other people, the more good karma is coming my way, and then I also hit. I don't know about you, it's been working out pretty well for me. I don't remember the last time that I've genuinely flamed somebody for being lucky. It's been like at least 3.5 years since I flamed somebody for being lucky. I don't know, my luck's been pretty up now. Just saying. What pendants do I use? Other than the rental gear, I'm still using the fake Dom pendant. Just giving me streamer luck? Could be both. Could be both. But then again, I also hit off stream, so it's not. It can't always be the streamer luck. It's got to be something else. Something's in the water. Something's in the well. Whoever's luckier will carry me bosses? Exactly. That's why I always cheer for JH. Every time that he hits something, there's a future resource for me, potentially, you know? That's how it works. And every time that I hit, then I have another character I can carry him boss on. I'll happily announce that I finally got him some emblems. Only took 2 years, but I eventually got him some emblems. I got his Battle Mage emblem this week. The other week I got his Paladin an emblem. You know, I'm slowly paying off my dues. How come I don't hit anything? You'll get there, man. Oh, hold up. This guy's complaining about not hitting anything. Don't you have like a 25 Eternal hat? Come on now. No. Don't fall for this. Don't fall for this. All his gear's shiny and he's got a 25 hat. Actually, he had 2 25 hats. Or his pitch are 23 plus. He's too good. Can you bless me with the TC? I'll bless you with the TC after I get a TC. I'm still looking for one too. People always bring up the hat. Do not have 6 TCs. Actually, there are some people in my guild though that have like seen like pretty crazy items. There's a party in our guild that has seen 3 wasses, which is crazy. Like these guys, they just duo H Limbo, and between the 2 of them, they've seen 3 wasps. Hello? Give me some of that. 1 each? True, 1 each. Oh man, I wish my Kana gets a TC. I would love a TC on my Kana, but can't be expecting anything. Where's your was? Honestly, if you carried me in Limbo, you'd get a was. First Limbo clear in Hyperion. Were you actually the first Limbo clear? That's been it's been that long already? I vaguely remember 2 parties running at the same time. I do now that I think about it, I do remember you racing another party, sort of. I don't recall exactly the details though. Your party member died out at 5%, we came second. I'm sorry for laughing. Oh yeah, JH. I haven't like actually got around to asking. Like when I'm leeching in an adversary, is dog getting the medal first? I'm assuming so, right? Because it just like literally never came up in conversation. Not that I really care. I'm happy being in the party in general. Anyone get lie detector today? I don't think I've ever gotten the lie detector. I don't think I've ever gotten the white room. Discuss for me? Nah, it's not a big deal. When it comes up, it comes up. I'm just happy getting the eternal pieces. You know, just doing my own thing, you know? Just doing my own thing. I'm not so greedy as to be a little leech and then taking a medal, you know? Even if I am a main. Can't wait to be energy gated when I claim all the dive stuff. Well, it won't be all at the same time. You'll still have to collect the points to get the frags. So I think you'll be alright. It won't be a 2000 injection straight up. Also 3 times energy. Oh yeah, true. We'll get so much energy. Oh, I cannot wait for more energy to make more boosters. So I can farm even more. Oh, look at this. I'm pretty sure I started off with like basically no money. I'm on 500 mil right now. Oh my god, 500 mil in an hour? Should have made WAPs earlier. How do I get more Philosopher Stones? What can I do to find my items? Please don't tell me I have to go farm Penciliers or something like that. I don't know if I got that in me. Fantasy theme park, yeah, but the place is so bad to loot. Say don't so. Alright. That's alright. I'll suck it up. I'll go farm some level 130 items. I'll go pick up some... I don't even remember what they're called. Whatever gear it is. How do you know what level to be when you're bossing? Some people say there's a certain level, but how do you know what level gives you extra damage? So the way that bossing works, if you're 5 levels above the boss, you'll get maximum amount of damage based off of your level. So for example, what's actually, I'm trying to recall the levels now. Like Dark Knell, for example, is level 265. So if you're level 270, 5 levels above him, that's the most amount of damage you will get in terms of your level. You might have to check like the wiki or other resources to find out the boss's levels, but yeah, typically 5 levels above the boss will net you the most amount of damage you can get in that regard. You also lose a little bit of damage every level underneath the boss, so ideally you want to be at like roughly around the same level as the boss, if not higher. Yeah, that's generally how it works though. Also, different difficulties will have sometimes the boss be at different levels. Like for example, I think Carlos is a 270 boss, and then you go into like C Carlos, it becomes 285. How'd you level up your alchemy? You can spend the coins from auto harvest to level up your mastery. This thing. You can use these coins, these profession credits. Every 300 will give you like 10,000 or something mastery. I think if you buy 3 of them, it will get your alchemy to level 10. So it will take you about 3 days of capping it. Man, stupid philosopher stones. Alright, good night Shanks. Thanks for dropping by, dude. Remember to level the dog? I think the dog should be leveled. Wait, did I not level the dog? Ah, that's right. I did my procs before I did my 10k mobs anyway. Not very smart. Made your first waps 10 minutes ago? Damn. You know, for a new player, pretty on top of things. I didn't make my waps until just today. I've been playing since the start of the Challenger World. I never got around to it. Crafting level things? Well, that's usually what you do, yeah. Yeah, 6k frag gate to go through? Damn, that's a lot of frags. Did threads on Yakana? Damn. Yeah, I didn't bother with threads. Because I never thought I would actually farm that much. Because threads is like... It's technically infinite wealths. But at the same time, are you really gonna farm more than like 30 hours a week? You can get like 30 hours worth of wealths a week. Oh, not Monster Park. Ardent Mill. I'll talk about the thing here. This is the credit shop. This thing down here, Master Professional Coupon. You need 3 of them. If you get 3 of them, it should get you to level 10. Then you have these herb selector pouches. From this, you can buy up to 10 a week. And it'll give you 50 of these a week. This one. Juniper berry seed oils. And that should get you pretty much enough frags for ages. Alright, where's Extreme Station 3? Swap to drop. Just here for some philosopher stones, don't mind me. Maybe I should just pick up everything. Just have a bunch of the etc. items. That's okay, I'll live. Gonna send the Tengu boss? Yeah. That's definitely nice. CRA ones. Yeah, I can't disassemble those yet because I don't know if I'm actually going to make CRA gear. I think I probably will at some point, so I don't want to disassemble it. Sickness is not bad, but I don't think I've been running Sickness. I'll just do one inventory. Hopefully that's enough. Enough Philosopher Stones. If I need more, then I'll come back and do more. Yeah, if you're going straight to Eternals, that's fair. I need to make more inventory space. I think that's why I can't disassemble anything. Now let's find out. Are those 130 items? Yeah, 130. But I don't think I have anything else. Alright, that looks good. Ah, plenty. Oh, it didn't extract everything. Hasty, hasty. Hello, Shah. What the? Why is this one not? What? Oh, it's level 120. What? It's 125. The flame messed it up? That's crazy, actually. Okay, we can make some more wells. Nope, never mind, I cannot. Ran out of bottles. Actually, I can make some more tomorrow, because it will reset. Well, for what it's worth about the CRA, you probably don't need that many. Oftentimes players will just leave it at 21. You don't need too many to get to 21, even without safeguard. You can craft more with the seeds. That is true. Can I even craft them though? It'd be under herbalism, right? Wow, I can make another 50 of them. Herbalism. Wow, it's the first time I've ever gotten 10 in herbalism, apparently. If I do my math correctly, I can make 50 of them. Yo, auto harvest is kind of goated. Juniper berry seed oils. That's another 30 wealths. You can craft it at level 1? I thought it said that it needed level 10 for success. But then again, I still got the achievement, so at the end of the day, even if I didn't need it, it's fine. Apparently I didn't have the achievement. It's all good, guys. Worth. Actually, that makes me wonder, do I have the achievement for any of the other ones? I feel like I never did mining to level 10. If I type in mining... I haven't hit mining level 10. Yeah, I guess I just never got herbalism to 10 ever. Do I have not max insight? I don't think so. Nope. I haven't used any of the thingos. Trait boost potions or anything. Yeah, this is like 0, 0. Show 200 achievement. Level 200 achievement. Which one? There's a few of them. I don't have the 200 with a beginner. I don't have the one where you have 4 of the same one. Yeah, herbalism, not alchemy. Oh, the first level 200. First level 200. Yeah. 2020. January. I'm pretty sure this was on a hyper burn. Oh, sorry. On a terror burn back then. I remember this terror burn actually. I made a Buccaneer. And this event gave you real CRAs. Didn't give you fake CRAs. Very interesting. And then every other event afterwards gave you a fake one. Hunk. That is crazy. Don't worry, there are plenty of achievements here that are just like, you know, here's what it is. I'm almost at diamond, guys. Just another, actually no, platinum. Just another 2,500 more achievement points. It's probably a bunch of easy achievements I just never got around to doing. What? I can only craft 8. Ah, right. Wait, did I run out of bottles? I thought I could make 50. What happened there? Ah, well, I'm bad at math apparently. Some got turned into purple powders. Oh, I see. Oh, that's a shame. My wealth. And then I can craft some more tomorrow. The shop will reset. Can buy some more juniper berry seed oils, just so then I don't have to pop another recipe for a while. Nice. How many does it put us on? Holy, 166 waps. We'll be good for a while. We will be good for a while. Alright. I will quickly go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. we're back. It's enough for a while. Yeah, I have enough for 83 hours of whapping. Haven't got one from daily bosses. I think I got mine from Arcarium. Yeah, I want to say I got mine from Arcarium. Alright, time to dismantle some of these guys for some fam juice. Should I save it for tomorrow onwards? Maybe this character I don't really mind too much. No, I popped the real one. Well, off the train. I popped an MVP. Genius. Unapplied buffs. If we're getting a vac pet, yeah, for the Kinesis rework, only the Kinesis will get the vac pet, unfortunately. So if you're hoping to get a vac pet for like another character, it's not going to be the case. Alright. The new vac pets coming out soon? You mean like for the Freerun collaboration that a lot of people are waiting for? There hasn't been an announcement for that. The only vac pets that are currently getting is the ones that are always in the shop, I guess. And the Kinesis gets one for 30 days. You can get one from the Shine Pass also for 30 days if you buy that. Are we full setting Kana for Haste? That's the plan. Originally, I was going to send my rel to 280, but I came to the conclusion, even if I hit 280, I don't really achieve much because my rel is too weak. No point being 280 immediately if I can't do the content anyway. At least I don't think I can do the content. Who knows, maybe I can. But, yeah. With that in mind, no need to rush. Just do Kana things. Ninja Castle and Giga Toad. Yeah, I do not want to ever do that to myself. Are they day zero stuff? I have no idea. What level is my Janice? It's only level 1. Harel good main? I think it's a pretty good character to main. If you want to play something simple, I think Harel is a good pick. That's the best thing about this class to me. It's like, it's nice and simple. Gameplay is relatively straightforward, class is very strong. Really good survivability, pretty solid movement. You won't be doing anything super flashy with this class though. We're getting new vac pits for the cash shop. Because the current ones are expiring today. Oh yeah, you know what? That's a good point. Are they gonna change the pets? I think that's what the intention is. Hang on, I see a post saying that they did a new cash shop update. Let me see. Oh, the boss outfits are back. Oh, you can pick the Jupiter and Malefic Star. Yo, you can be first adversary and Baldrix. Cleared hard Kai. Hey, grats. I remember a lot of people being Carling. I do remember the last time they did this. A lot of people ended up using like the Carling stuff. I don't see anything to do with the vac pets though. Well, it should be a new rotation. So if you don't necessarily need to FOMO about the vac pets in the shop. Pretty sure the intention was whenever the next rotation is, they'll just put new ones in. Should be a permanent addition to our cash shop. Better to make a Kinesis on Challenger World 3 or Normal World? Kinda depends on what your goals are. If you're planning on playing mostly on Challenger World, I'd say making it in Challenger World is quite good. Because you'll probably end up using the Challenger gear and rentals for quite a while. And having a Kinesis that is, you know, it'll get to 260 eventually from doing Monster Park, let's say. You'll probably be able to do End Lotus and Damien pretty easily. And it'll pay off your rental gear. It's quite nice. Hezza could be 290 by now. Right. Even if I hit 290, what do I get out of it? I don't have anyone to do Baldrix with. It's gonna be 290 for fun. Looking for Baldrix. What's actually the damage requirement for Baldrix? I meant like just the Hexa converted. Out of curiosity. Because yeah, I know that Baldrix is actually already like kind of scuffed sack-wise, even if you had max sack, right? Didn't you need like the Talaheart symbol to level up a few times? Or something? Is it worth buying rentals if you're just breaking even? I think it's worthwhile, even if it's just, you know, breaking even, if you can get hard bosses cleared. I'm talking things like if you solo hard Lotus and hard Damien, it's worthwhile. Because you have a chance at pitch. Plus the run is faster? That's true. That is a pretty good benefit. I would much rather do like a 15-minute run than a 30-minute run. Hitch Nimbo is fine when you reach 290. Okay. That's alright. If I hit 290, I can't do Baldrix anyway. My Sacred Force would be like half the requirement. Farm Haste on your main? I think Haste on your main is probably the best bet. The only people that like Haste is a little bit awkward for are those who are maining Challenger World and they don't have a vac pet. Those are the people who are going to have a little bit of sad time. Because the event is very good for farming, right? Not having a vac pet makes farming obviously a lot more awkward. So I would say like probably farm on your main. It is a lot of EXP. You can't make a mistake in Kai. What do you mean? You mean like for the parrying thing, or? It's just better? Again, I don't know what your goals are in the thing. Like for me, I'm just trying to get to 280. And 280, I kind of will get there eventually. So I'm in no rush. I am not going to get to 280 before the end of the month. To make up for the I can't get to 280 by the end of the month, so I can't get 2 Eternals anyway. So I have no like super rush to get to 280. The bar needs to be high. Or chrono gauge. Oh, right. I mean, Arel just doesn't get hit anyway, so I'm hoping that's going to be the case for Hard Kai. And honestly, you don't really need to do any damage off of, like, outside of Groggy anyway. Outside of your initial burst, like, you don't really need to DPS the boss that hard. I mean, I guess technically you can. Depends on how min-cut it is. I'm hoping that my run is not a 20-minute run. Thankfully, Arel's kit is like pretty good for the boss. I'll worry about it when I get to 280. I'm still so far away. But hey, at least I have money now. I like money. Haste is account wide? Yeah, a lot of the benefits are once per account, or like a certain number of times per account. Like that super chest that spawns, however often it spawns. Pretty sure that's 3 times per account. The Hasty, super Hasty thing, I'm pretty sure is once per account. No even link in Challenger 1.3. Oh yeah, that's true. Now you definitely get more EXP in your regular server. Even Link by itself is so broken with Haste. It's like a 50% uptime on the rune. Uptime is too good. Alright, I think I have enough fams for this. 30 from here. And then 90 from here. Oh, one tap. Okay, I should train another fam then. No Legion. Yeah, there's a lot of other stuff. You're right. I mean, it's not bad to whap in Challenger World. It's just, yeah, your main server will probably be a lot more value. All depends on whether or not you're maining Challenger World. If you're maining Challenger World, then you whap there. Nice and easy. Congrats on 60 boss damage. True. I do like 60 boss damage. Alright. Let's have a look. What is this going to be? Please, 100% drop rate. Okay. Oh! That's in the wrong spot. That's in the wrong spot. I've done enough. I've done enough of these fams. I know that that's in the wrong spot. That's either like critical damage or like IED or something like that. It's not boss damage. The percent sign needs to be closer to like the common spot, not where the rare is. I mean, I'm happy to be proven wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's in the wrong spot. Yep, that's the poopy one. See, the percent sign needs to be around here. Around here. Then you have a chance of like the good stuff. Boss damage? Nah. Imagine, it's 3% plus 30% boss damage on the bottom. Oh. Red dice rolling over 4. Final multiplier 2.0. I mean, if I have nothing better, it's not the worst thing in the world to use. I never opened these. Consecutive numbers. Holy moly. I think that's the second time I've seen that 3% top line thing. I think my current fam has that. Yeah. I guess there was a tiny chance it could have been 100%. I wrote it off too quickly, but I had a feeling. It just seemed wrong. I want to be like the others that have 40% boss damage in Challenger World. I want that to be me. Or maybe like a 30% on Epic. That'd be nice too. Maybe I'll get it on the next one. Get it to Epic 100% drop rate. Hit a 70 boss damage. That's crazy. It saves so much effort too. Once you hit like the first one, So much less pressure to hit another one. Because depending on how much you want to settle on, getting a cheap-ish 6% attack, for example, your fams are kind of done. You don't have to worry about your rates as much anymore. I guess nothing's stopping them from getting better rates, but hey, it's pretty good. Can't say you're fully happy for that guy. Why, is he level 260 or something? Your main doesn't have one? Yeah, I've personally given up on ever getting a hybrid on my fams. Or at least, like, those sorts of really good hybrids. Boss IED, boss attack, boss, like... Yeah, nah. It's not happening. Also, the hybrid isn't, like, the 70 hybrid's not, like, super good. Unless you have a second hybrid, right? Because... If you have 2 more 40s, you cap anyway. So you need a second hybrid for it to be good. Second best hybrid. Yeah, I mean, as a hybrid, it's good. I'm saying, like, it's not effective until you have a second one, right? You'd use a 6% automatic attack? Ah, right, I see. So then you'd use a second 40 and then 6 attack. Okay, so it is useful, right? I didn't really consider that. Because I was too fixated on, like, the capping of the boss damage thing, but it's awkward to cap boss damage if you have that anyway. But you don't need to cap boss damage. You can just get close to cap and then use something else. Yeah. I hope the day that I get a hybrid, it's going to be on my Kana and not any other character. Use every other hybrid with it, yeah. I think my Kana, maybe one day I'll go back and, you know, actually farm fams. Maybe the day I get to Talahart, I'll actually start doing fam stuff. If I ever make it to Talahart. Or if they just make it better, true. Think I should make hybrids? I think hybrids is just one of those things you do passively in the background, because what else are you really using your fam cards for? For me, it's a bit different because I can actually transfer my fam cards into EXP, right? Because I have the Roro ring. But if you don't have an EXP Roro ring, then what are you really holding your fam cards for? If you're not really doing anything with them, nothing wrong with trying to high roll. Like, you might as well. It's a little bit clumsy to, like, upgrade fams and stuff, I do admit, but it's just kind of like a free damage resource. Oh, you're talking... You're not talking about fams. You're talking about actual hybrid gear. Yeah, he's talking about accessories. I got baited by myself. In terms of hybrids, if it's your main, it's probably worthwhile getting hybrid gear. Although it can be expensive. I'd say if you're okay, like, taking it easy on damage gear, if you are even making damage gear at this point, I don't think there's any harm in making hybrid gear until you have to get specific lines. Like, there are 3 different hybrids you can get, right? Well, I can say hybrids, they're like technically double lines, but still. Like, between double meso, double drop, and drop meso, you can keep rolling for them until you need to get specifically something. Like, for example, if you get 5 drop mesos, then you need to specifically get item drop, right? Like, double item drop. At that point, I would consider stop rolling, or at least consider it, because it does get a lot more expensive. If you're not picky for the hybrid lines, you can probably just keep rolling them. I think they're worthwhile, personally. I like seeing the additional amount of fam cards dropping and, you know, the infrequent fragments and stuff. But if you're not planning on grinding super hard at all at any given point, I think it's fine to be cheap and just do the bare minimum, you know, 100 meso, 60 drop or 80 drop, whatever it is, and then have a separate drop of a separate set of drop gear of like 180 drop gear. But yeah, that's up to you. Hello, Gibson. Spend billions to deprime your WSC. Hitting 1 does the same thing for free. Yeah, true. Didn't even think of it like that. I'll probably go for hybrids once I hit 290. Until then, I'm just blending all my fams for EXP. Because I already have my 120 set. I'm just gonna hold the cards. It's not like the cards are going anywhere anyway. I am starting to run out of cards though. What's with these emotes, JH? Where do you even find these? What song is this? This is Maple Live or something. Yeah, Maple Live. It was a bit hard to read because it's in it was in Hangul or in Korean. Speaking of this, I need to brush up my Japanese. I'm still like gonna be so clueless in Japan. I need to be able to at least speak a little bit. Alright, 2 more minutes. Do I have enough cards? I do not. You didn't get a crystal? If it was in your distribution... Well, first off, were you at least a blue dot or a green dot in your party? Because if you were a red dot, you wouldn't get any loot. If nothing fell out of the box, then it might be in the distribution thing. I've never used it before, like the boss reward thing. I don't know if your crystals go there. Yeah, it's just yeah, in terms of Japanese, it's just like recognizing the phrases. Yeah, what is it? It's down here. This boss rewards tab. Try checking this. It might be here. Didn't speak Japanese while you're there. It's more of because I'm going north, like pretty far north. I don't want to rely on English. I probably, it would do me good to know a little bit of Japanese. Google and ChatGPT'd everything, but it's fun to try to speak the language though. What's the point of using your phone the whole time? Gotta immerse yourself, you know? What's the point of going to regional Japan if you don't get hit at least once with Nihongo Jozu? That's the goal, man. That's like the tourist goal. If I go into a restaurant, speak enough Japanese to get hit with Nihongo Jozu, then I've done it. The Hyperburn ticket for the Kinesis? The Hyperburn's not out yet, if that's what you're wondering. The patch will be in, what, 5 hours from now? And will be in effect after maintenance. Google Translate, my beloved. That is fair enough. I'll say, like, when I was in Korea, I had a lot of fun just trying to speak Korean. But then it got me into a lot of trouble, because what would happen, right, is you would... For me, I would talk to whoever it is in Korean, and they would respond in Korean. I know what I said, I have no clue what they said. Then I realized there was a slight problem. Turns out conversations are important to remember and understand the response as well. It's not just about knowing what you're saying. But it was actually kind of fun though. I definitely felt like I learned a lot while I was there. I don't remember anything anymore, but it felt like I knew what was going on. Alright. So I have 100... No, I only had 94. Damn. I can't do another fan for now. That's okay. Decent amount of grinding. What do we end up here? I'm like 4%. These 2x coupons, not it. That's okay. We'll be moving on to 3x very soon. Have we done all our dailies? Looks pretty good. I should probably do these just to collect the tokens. I don't see myself swapping over to Eternals on this character. Maybe I will, but probably not. Okay. The origin skill was a slight mistake. Should just use the ascent skill. Alright, that's a lot more effective. Alright. That's everything that I kind of wanted done on my RL. Let's move back to the other server for now. Ooh, some flames expiring and some cubes. What can I even use with this? I mean... Wait, do I have any epic pot scrolls? I guess I could just use this. If they're expiring anyway. I do need to get this eventually to unique. Oh. 5 solid cubes. I just don't have anything off the top of my head I can just chuck this on. These are expiring anyway. Alright, what can I do with these now? Is that it? Is it over? Ah, I know. Aha! More things. More things I could spend money on. Make a second emblem. How do I get a second emblem? Is there an NPC I can buy another emblem from? I keep forgetting that you can have more than one emblem now. Holy crap, it's like a mill or roll. Why am I cubing arcane weapon? Because I'll probably end up using it. I liberate in like 2 months. I'm just broke at the moment, but this thing's pretty good. Because yeah, if I can just compare the base weapon, it's actually not bad. Like with 0 stars, it already has more attack. It just needs a pot. Yeah. Like the base stats are almost... It's actually better. Except the flame, of course, but... This is not even star forced. If I get this to 17, it's probably better. And then I can wear the second key on it. Which would give me what? How much? What stat would it give me? It would give me 10 boss damage, 30 attack. So that's fine. It will just like swap out one of these set bonuses. Yeah. I need to take this off. Yeah, I think the arcane weapon is worthwhile for me, only because I got it so early. If I didn't get it as early as I did, not that useful. But yeah, I probably won't be using that for a while anyway. I don't have any money. I am broke. Also probably need a better flame on it. What can I use these flames on? When does it expire? It expires today. Do I have another cup? I don't. It's over. I have nothing to use these flames on. Ah, you know what? Actually, my arcane weapon. The arcane weapon is just tier 6 attack. Who cares? Can't use it anyway. It's just drop gear at this point. Alright. Oh! That's a pretty good flame. That's tier 6 and some strength. Okay. Well, that was convenient. Don't need to worry about that one anymore. Now I just need money to actually star force it. Disgusting. Yup. Streamer client strikes again. Alright, what do we get here? Ooh. We get another 2,000 EXP vouchers. I could actually level up today. Go straight to 276. Although, what's the point of doing that? More damage, I suppose. Give the weapon box to Kinesis. You mean like the arcane one? If I get another one? Yeah, if I get another one, sure. I'll probably just safeguard it to 17 anyway. 17 should be more than enough. I won't need to do anything crazy like 18 star or anything. Alright. Pretty productive today. Got a decent amount of grinding on my Kana done. Also did it on a rel. Yeah, nice and warmed up for the next event. Just making sure. Did I buy out everything here? Nice. Nothing here I care about, probably. Oh wow, I can buy these for my rel actually. 60,000. I can put it all into Insight or whatever. Short stream? What do you mean? It's still 3 hours. About to try Maple Story. Should I go for a rel for freebies or play the class I want? Well, first off, the hyperburn, you can only hyperburn one at a time. So if you hyperburn in a rel, you won't be able to make another class. I say if you're trying for the first time, Arel is a good pick if you want to try content, or Sia actually. Like Sia and Arel are both able to get the free stuff. But if you want to just like enjoy yourself and not worry about like going far into the content super fast, I'd pick a class that you are more interested in my opinion. Because if you're going into the game blind, I think you'll have a lot more fun if you pick something that's like, you know, more aesthetically pleasing for you. It's really hard to pick in this game because there's so many classes, right? There's so many classes. There are some classes you must avoid. It's so funny that you say it like that. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. There are definitely some classes I would very much discourage for the time being. Actually, you know, I said the same thing to my friend. He was coming back to the game and he said, "Oh, I want to play Maple again. What should I pick?" And I kind of hit him with the, "Oh, play whatever you like." He's like, "I kind of like Mechanic." And I said to him, "Not that one." Not that one. Not Mechanic. Yeah, Adele's a solid pick. But yeah. Like between Adele, Pathfinder, those are the first two off the top of my head. They're not in like that great of a spot. I know Dual Blade's like in a bit of a low light. Same with Mihail. Other than that, I think you'll be alright. You saved him? Quite possibly. You mean not Mech? Yeah, sorry, Mech. Did I say Adele? I meant Mech. Adele is a good pick. Mech PF, Dual Blade Evan. Yeah, those are hard sells right now. Everything else is probably fine. Because those four classes are just in a very questionable spot right now. But yeah. Anyway, I think that'll be probably it for today. I'm gonna take it easy for the rest of the day. We have maintenance in 5 hours, so if you guys haven't done all the stuff you want to do, make sure you get it done within the next 5 hours or so. And we'll see you guys again tomorrow for the start of Haste. In other words, we can all pick up money together. W. Finish Sea Gloom and Dark Nail because of Party Finder? Nice. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. Like, if you can't solo the bosses or you don't have the time to practice, Party Finder is your best friend. It's also packed after reset. Like, weekly reset happens, there will be parties all over the place. As long as you go into one that has distribution, you'll probably have a good time. Alright. Anyway, take care, guys. I'll see you all again tomorrow.